It's Kimon here, and today I'm going to teach you how you can create lasting happiness in your life. And this is something that is quite simple. I'm not going to say that it's easy because I've been on this journey for a long time, but it's actually quite simple when you know how to do it. I used to be depressed and anxious with panic attacks and stuff 5 years ago, and I absolutely hated my life. I had nothing good to say about myself. And now I can't wait to get up in the morning. I love what I do for work, and I feel a sense of belonging and purpose, and I can't stop smiling, like even when I'm just out walking, because I feel like life is such a beautiful thing. And I want to help people to reach the same state that I'm in, because I know how valuable it is to be in this state. Because when I was 26, about 4 years ago, I made a goal and I made a promise with myself that I wanted to create a life that my future self can be proud of, and I want to create a life that I don't feel like I need a vacation from. And this is what I achieved about 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 1 year ago. All the years leading up to today has been like crucial steps for me to become the person that I am today, to feel happy all the time. Even on the days when I feel bad, I still feel happy because it's like an underlying emotion foundation of happiness, right? So the first thing that you want to do when you want to be happy all the time is to not try to be happy all the time. It might sound a little bit weird, but the paradox that a lot of people do is that they walk around and they try to be happy all the time. Or they say to themselves that, oh, this is fine, everything's fine, even though it's not. It's like that meme, I don't know if you've seen that meme with a dog sitting in the burning house. Everything's fine, even though it's not. So it's like pretending that everything's fine, even though it's not. And it's like putting on this mask, and it keeps you from realizing your authentic self. It keeps you from being your true self. And this is actually a little bit damaging to your own nervous system, because what this is going to do is that it's going to create a lack of trust in your own self to show up as you want at all times. Picture this, the most amazing thing you could do in the world is to show up true to yourself all the time and show up true to the world all the time. Imagine how good it would feel to just be you all the time, not having to worry about you feeling sad and having to put on a mask or having to excuse yourself for having a bad day. What this does is that it creates like a downward spiral into like some sort of bad emotional vortex, right? Imagine if you would just show up true to yourself and true to the world all the time. Be like, I'm feeling like this today, that's fine, I'm not gonna care. I'm still me. Whatever I'm feeling, this emotion, anger or fear or stress or worry or jealousy or whatever it might be, it's a part of me. Why would I try and neglect a part of me, So the first secret to a happy life is to start integrating all your emotions and start feeling all your emotions. Don't try and run away from any emotions ever. Like obviously there's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable feeling fear, but it's only when you try to resist the fear with the mind and be like, nope, I'm not gonna feel the fear, nope, I'm not gonna feel the jealousy, that's when you're gonna start suffering. Like if you're actually able to relax in the front of your body and feel the breath in your hip flexors all the way down, you're just gonna realize that the energy is just moving. The emotions are just moving around. Try and see if you can localize where the emotion is coming from. Take anger, for example. Try and see if you can feel anger right now. Try and see if you can recreate anger. What does that feel like? You can feel your abdomen contracting a little bit, right? What this is gonna do, like if you start seeking out unpleasant emotions, like if you start to try and recreate fear or jealousy, it teaches the mind and the nervous system that this is okay. That whenever you're gonna feel these emotions in the future, you're not gonna feel as much resistance towards it. You're actually gonna start feeling curious instead of feeling resentment towards it, right? So this is the best thing that you can do to create everlasting happiness, because it creates this belief in yourself that whatever emotion that you're in, you're gonna be fine anyway. A lot of people walk around and fear, for example. They fear the emotion fear, or they fear the emotion anger, or they fear the emotion jealousy. So they do everything in their power to always avoid that. But what happens when you avoid certain emotions? You avoid a part of your own existence. It's like neglecting yourself. It's like saying to yourself that this emotion is not okay, you can't have this emotion. And what this actually can be is like a traumatic response from a lot of people's childhoods. When you were crying, for example, or when you were angry, it was normal for parents to like say that you can't be angry, like to put that down. And what this does is that it creates this sense of not being okay expressing your emotions. So it's gonna teach your nervous system to be scared, or teach your nervous system that it's not okay to feel certain emotions. So we're just gonna push it down then and realize that, oh shit, I can't feel angry, I can't feel fear. So we start feeling a little bit guilty or even shameful when we start having unpleasant emotions. Instead of just feeling it and letting it come out and letting it flow, we contract ourselves and we close down and we push down our emotions. And this is what's gonna create depression in the long haul. This can actually manifest as like cancer and physical sickness and illness as well, like neck pain and actual illness as well. So one big secret to always being happy or building a happy life is to let your emotions flow exactly as they are. Because when you let all emotions flow, you're not going to feel suffering from trying to suppress anything. You're going to master everything in your emotional state. You're going to be fine with everything that comes into your life. You're not going to try and get away from grief. You're not going to try and get away from fear. You're just going to be fine with whatever, right? The next secret is to practice feeling gratitude for all emotions. What is this emotion trying to teach me? And even being grateful for having the experience of feeling the emotions, right? Because imagine if you would walk around and be happy all the time. You didn't know any other way than to be happy. You wouldn't be able to relate to anybody ever. Imagine you standing on a funeral like smiling like crazy, right? People would hate you for that, right? And you wouldn't be able to relate to anybody ever. So you actually don't want to be happy all the time. But you will realize that whenever you scale off everything that you have put in the way of you realizing happiness, like you put something away like resistance towards different emotions or trying to prolong good feeling emotions, whenever you take that away and you're fine with whatever comes into your life at all times, happiness is going to be the underlying emotion and the sort of state zero that you're in all the time. That's why even when I wake up and I feel like I have a bad day, I still love my life. Even the most challenging things I've been through over the last 4 years has still been the best time of my life because it's teaching me so much. I can actually be grateful for the bad events happening instantaneously because I'm looking for the lesson in it and I'm looking for things to be grateful for. Yeah, sure, whatever happens now is giving me a lot of pain and suffering, but what is it actually teaching me? Oh, I'm actually getting better from this thing. This needed to happen for me to learn this whatever thing, right? So applying gratitude underneath whatever is happening is going to take away everything. And it's impossible to feel grateful and angry and grateful and scared and grateful and sad at the same time. Grateful and stressed. Gratitude is the cure to everything in my opinion, and it is the way for a happy life. The third thing you want to focus on is to create a life of freedom, and this might look different for everyone, but I know for me it's going to be like having control of my own time, not having to listen to anybody telling me what to do, having the time and freedom to do whatever I want with my life. So this is a very important thing as well, and it obviously takes a little bit of time to get there, but whatever life I've built, I moved from Sweden to Australia, I live the dream life, and I love waking up every morning, and this was not the case 5 years ago. But it's obviously taken a little bit of time. I've taken necessary steps one at a time to be able to get to this point. So if you feel like you absolutely hate your life right now, it's not going to be like this, right? You're not going to wake up tomorrow and love your life. But it means that you need to start taking decisive steps in the right direction to achieve whatever you want out of life, to create that freedom that you desire, right? A good thing, start writing things down that you want to achieve in your life. Write it down. Make a list. What's the biggest priority? Mark that one and start doing things and break it down. Go backwards. What do I need to do to get to that point? What do I need to do to live that life and get to that end vision? Start breaking it down and start taking necessary steps to get there. Because otherwise, you're just gonna be living in the same life ever. And if you think to yourself that, oh, it might take 4 years to get to my dream life. Yeah, okay, but what's better? Is it to be stagnant exactly where you are for another 4 years? Or is it to actually work on your dreams for 4 years? I mean, 4 years are always going to be 4 years anyway, so 4 years of time doing something that you hate or being stagnant in life versus working into building something for 4 years that you are going to love, what's the best? Like, time is only a mental construct anyway. Make that list, break it down, what crucial steps do you need to take to get there, and start doing that today. The fourth thing, and a very important thing as well, is to start offering some sort of value to the world. Start being of service to something. It doesn't have to be anything super big. You don't have to become like a Mother Teresa or anything like that, but it just means that you can start giving back. Start offering service to your loved ones. Start looking after your loved ones, because when you start giving things, when you start offering value, something that you have that's yours, to somebody else, you're gonna start feeling a better sense of fulfillment in your life, because offering service and offering something of value to other people, that is the most beautiful thing you can do on this planet. And that's why I'm so fulfilled by helping people in the gym or coaching people online, that it creates this, whatever I have achieved with my life, I want to show this freedom, I want to show this happiness to other people and how they can create this for themselves. And what this does is that it gives you a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, a sense of direction, that whatever value you found for yourself, that you're actually able to share that with other people. And that is super, super valuable, and it's gonna boost your happiness tenfold. Because when you are of service to other people, you feel needed and you feel like you're contributing something to your tribe, if you'd like. So the secret to happiness is to not try and be happy all the time. It's to try and actually be a little bit angry or sad or scared and seek out those emotions, try and recreate them, and teach your nervous system that it's nothing dangerous. Put yourself through challenges, face your fears, do things that's gonna scare you, offer some value to the world. Teach yourself to become the best possible version that you possibly can in this lifetime. What's more important than that, than to show up as the true and most authentic version of yourself to everybody around you? Imagine if all the planet would do that. Imagine if everyone on the planet would just show up and do these things that I've told you about today. How awesome wouldn't that be? It would be like world peace, right? It would be like the best thing ever. So this is why I'm so passionate about this, like sharing this, whatever I've discovered within myself over the last 5 years, to the world. Because I know for a fact that you can go from a fucking terrible emotional state, hating your life, into the complete opposite, waking up with a smile on your face and living in like your dream location, right? But it does take a lot of work. There's an old famous quote that I like that it's like, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Picture yourself as that tree. The best time was to start 20 years ago, obviously, but the second best time is today. I can promise you that if you start taking necessary steps in the right direction, your life is gonna look very different 1 year from now than it does today. But anyway, I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you need help with mental, physical and emotional coaching, hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. It's Kimmen. I'll link it down in the description below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.